What do you think? मुझे पता काम सुना मुझे पता है
मुझे मेरा वर्ड होता है मैंने तो पढ़ा है सो
actually knowledge ना very good for student ना knowledge जो पढ़ते हैं आप completely but I can feel that I could speak. This ever that you know it is what it don't do. Exactly. We could more voting. संतुष्ट अरे ये how it becomes so small?
Actually, that is this shade, but if you click on stop shade, it will come once.
Have we completed this? Or है क्या?
Even question answers.
Do it again.
Sorry.
Let's do it again. What chosen concern for the environment? 500 kilograms of garbage. Feeling at the summit of the Everest. She was delighted, proud. These are the words that you have to use in such photo. Okay, one more thing is very important. Character sketch of Sarkosh. Character. Determine, considerate. See, no, I'm not asking you now. You can tell me afterwards. Determine why you say so. Okay. Considerate why you say so. Polite why you say so. Polite because she could not go home after completion. She immediately joined the mountaineering college and she wrote an apology letter to father. That shows informed him. Hardworking we all know. Rebel we all know. Because she did not follow the traditional ways of living. She developed a remarkable resistance to cold and altitude that is required for mountaineering. She proved herself repeatedly because of her iron will, physical endurance, amazing mental toughness, environmentalist. All this tells about her Shanta Jadav's characteristic trait or character. So when you are talking about anything, you have to mention why you are saying so. Only determine लिखोगे तो नहीं मिलेगा marks. Okay. So that's the end. Anyway, these papers will all be with you, but after getting the paper, if I see less marks in you in mock test, then समझ में आया? So anything, any question from your side? Your side, your side? No. Your side? All the questions answered, ma'am, you will get in the paper, half answers. Okay, ठीक है. We are stopping it here. I could have given you the notes. I didn't give because I want to, bold the, mark the keywords in bold. But with the keyword, what you need to do, you need to explain. Moments also complete almost. ठीक है, complete तो हुआ ही ना, कब से हम कर रहे हैं? 6, 7 and 8. So we completed, explanation is all done. Now what you have to do before your exam, you only have to read the notes that I give you. वो पढ़ो, more than enough. Okay, and all of you, I want you to score more than 95 in school. You have to, because exam 80 marks का होता है. 80 to 75. Out of 88, 20 marks मिला के I'm telling you. So I'm stopping this. हो गया. Meeting end में करना है ना? Cancel.
No, you can double click on the screen, it will minimize.
What is the last week, ना?
Yes.
बहुत कुछ किया करते देखो. करते देखो. It's in behind or moment.
That is a moment.
ये कैसे हो गया?
You.
I have not done anything. You want to? They shared the second camera. बंद करो.
अच्छा यार, second.
अच्छा ये शेयर करना है, हाँ.
I thought ये document रहेगा.
I know. The last week. It's a beautiful story by O. Henry. O. Henry. Where? How? How? Because I get hit here. You don't have this. By doing this, you want it. Okay. Say sorry to him. Because you did not caution him. Be very careful while coming. Okay, the last leaf. By when O. Henry is very good at writing stories. There is a story called The Gift of the Magi or Magi, where it's, story that deals with uh, human emotions. This is also kind of like that, like the gift of the Magi in that, husband and wife, they love each other a lot and they don't have that much of money. And the wife had long hair, beautiful hair. And then she wanted to gift something to the husband, and husband wanted to give something to wife. And then wife, one day wife went to a parlor and cut her hair, got money. With that money, she bought a watch for the man. At the same day, the man went to sold his watch and bought a golden comb for the woman. And then they came home and they saw that इसके पास भी वॉच नहीं है, उसके पास भी बाल नहीं है, I mean सब काट दिया. So it's a human emotion. Though we are laughing, but it's very sad. He came with a comb home and saw that woman cut the hair, and she brought घड़ी का तो कुछ था, I forgot right now.
This chapter is basically about her feeling that I will die.
I will die, I will die. It's about a year. Is it mental? It's something psychological, no?
I feel very
It is a psychological story that deals with psychology of a girl who could not come out of the feeling that she will not survive, she will die. Let's see. वो स्टोरी गिफ्ट ऑफ द बजाय वो स्टोरी मुझे बताना. She cut her hair and brought the comb, and she cut her hair and bought the watch, wristwatch. And what did he say? हाथ तो नहीं काटा, हाथ ही नहीं रहा, वॉच खरीद के लेके आया, हाथ कट के बेच दिया, ये तो नहीं हुआ, कुछ और हुआ है. I forgot. Anyways. उसने पार्लर में जाके बाल काट के वो वो तो नहीं हुआ. But we'll find out. We'll find out now. Let me see. Gift of the bajai. Because otherwise I cannot. अब बाद में ऐसा ना हुआ कि उसने हाथ काट डाला उसके लिए घड़ी लेके आया, उसने बाल काट डाला उसके लिए कोम लेके आया. ऐसा नहीं है. No, it's not the story. Gift of the bajai. We'll see here. क्या बोल रहे हो?
Nothing, ma'am. My friend in class was doing. He was doing some electrons or doing something. So no, his book wasn't completed. Yes. So ma'am said that I will come to your house to buy a pencil. To buy your parents can't afford a pencil, so I will come to your house to check. And we will celebrate Diwali. So my other friend sitting in that class was quite quietly whispered. He thought that it was whispering to his benchmate. He said that Diwali थोड़ी लेट हो गई. अपने
सुन दिया, सुना लिया. अच्छा सुनो. The Gift of the Magi is a short story by American writer. O. Henry is an American writer. American writer, first published in 1905. The story tells of a young husband and wife and how they deal with the challenge of buying secret Christmas gift. It was a Christmas gifts for each other with very little money. As a sentimental story with a moral lesson about gift giving, it has been popular for adaptation. और एक ये वो story क्या था? क्रिसमस गिफ्ट के लिए. Wait. Before I tell you the story, I cannot. Okay. So क्या हुआ? Della dresses. Listen to this. आप लोगों के लिए मैं Della. There are two characters. ठीक है. Della. The name of the woman is Della. Husband is James. Della dresses warmly and visits the nearby shop of a wig maker. Wig maker, they take, I can sell my hair.
Becomes bald.
So no, we can sell our hair, the natural hair can be sold to wig makers because they make wig out of the natural hairs so that the wig looks natural. And the filmsters and all the wig they wear, they look so natural because they're made up of real hair. So people can sell their hair if they want. So Della dresses warmly and visits the nearby shop of a wig maker who buys Della's hair because she had beautiful hair for $20. Della then uses the money to buy a platinum fob chain to go with Jim's watch. अच्छा, chain like watch था वो और एक platinum fob chain to go with Jim's watch because Jim loved to wear watches and had a so उसने वो खरीदा. So मैंने सोचा हाथ बेच डाला नहीं. So it was तो मैंने सोचा वो घड़ी लिया वो कौन खरीदा and घड़ी लिया हाथ नहीं है तो घड़ी कहाँ पहनेगा सवाल नहीं है तो वो कहाँ पहनेगा हाँ so watch के लिए एक chain platinum chain खरीदा था to go with Jim's watch which he has attached with a worn leather strap. He attached the watch with a leather strap. So she bought a platinum chain so that he will not use the leather strap. Instead, he can use that platinum chain. I'll ask you the story.
I'm paying attention.
See, because when my teacher said I didn't pay attention, so now I forgot कि क्या दिया हाथ दाब दिया या क्या दिया. So
No, I know. He gave the watch and she some platinum fob to go.
just now I said before you didn't know. Now you know.
I pay attention.
Okay, so no. Then Adela, when Jim, okay, platinum fob chain to go with Jim's watch, which he has attached with a bone, मतलब टूटा हुआ leather strap. When Jim comes home from work that evening, Della admits that she sold her hair to buy him the chain. Jim gives Della her present. Jim gives Della her present, a set of ornamental combs, which she cannot use until her hair grows back.
So she's bald.
Chota kiya, back out. Della gives Jim the watch chain and he tells her that he sold his watch to buy the combs. While they know the gifts they gave each other cannot be used for a while, Christmas use नहीं कर सकता है, Christmas में use नहीं कर सकता है, and it was a Christmas gift. Jim and Della realized how far they were to show each other their love and how invaluable it truly is. So it is all about true love and value love. So यही है. So the last leaf deals with the same type of story, how love is invaluable. What we need most importantly in life is love. Parents love, anything, brother, sister, it's very important. It is autumn, the wind is blowing hard and it is raining heavily. All the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen, except one. Why doesn't the last leaf fall? Autumn may actually leaves fall, isn't it?
The leaves are called fall.
It is also called fall because the leaves fall and then they start growing. If winter comes, then spring will fall behind. Winter followed autumn, followed by winter when the trees are all bare, and then spring with leaves, fresh leaves coming up. Sue and John C., two young artists, shared a small flat. The flat was on the third story of an old house. Jocelyn felt very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Sue, her friend, became very worried. She sent for the doctor. although he came every day and there was no change in Johnson's condition. Because mentally, both physically and mentally, she was unwell. ऐसा भी होता है cancer survivor we say. Cancer no answer. We say that someone with cancer cannot survive. But you know, survival rate went higher up because it was a myth that cancer I will die. No,
20 people are.
we can fight. So if you have that spirit, many people die because they feel that I have cancer, I will die. The patients who feel that I can fight, nothing will happen to me, they survive. It's all about inner mind. So John C thought mentally that she will die. So she could not come out of the illness. One day the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything wrong, worrying John C?" "No," replied Sue. "But why do you ask?" The doctor said, "John C, it seems, has made up her mind that she's not going to get well. If she doesn't want to leave, medicines will not help her." Very important point. If someone doesn't want to leave, medicine will not help. So spirit, willpower is most important for anybody to. And this we saw in Santosh also, willpower. It's not easy to scale the Mount Everest. It's not easy to be a mountaineer. She had the willpower to do it. Sue tried her best to make John C. take an interest in things around her. She talked about clothes and fashions, but John C. did not respond. John C. continued to lie still on her bed. Sue brought her drawing board into John C's room and started painting because both of them were artists. She had no interest in anything. If I'm a painter, I'm painting because it's my passion. वो passion भी चला गया. To take Johnson's mind off her illness, she whistled while working, trying to divert Johnson's mind from to something else, to drawing, to whistling, anything else. But she was always confined to one thing, that she is unwell and she will not be. दिमाग में ये बैठ जाता है तो कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता है. Suddenly Sue heard John C. whisper something. She quickly rushed to the bed and heard John C. counting backwards. 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90, and then 89. So counting backwards. She was looking out of the window and was saying 12. After some time, she whispered 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. Creeper, we all know. Creeper. पता है ना creeper क्या है? Climber, creeper. What is a creeper?
Creeper are one which are grows on the ground like watermelon.
Okay.
Pumpkin and watermelon.
So with the help of walls and everything.
No, that is like.
That is climber. Climbers grow up like.
With the help of something.
Yes, like money plant.
And creeper क्या है?
Creepers, they live on the ground. They on the ground.
Creeper.
Their fruits are too heavy to be like, held upright.
So they just ऐसे जैसे watermelon होता है, जैसे pumpkin होता है, वो सब ना ऐसा ऐसा. And creeper and climber and parasites, all the same. What parasite also plant, na?
No,
They are viruses or insects which manifest.
No, the
which
plant.
energy from the host plant. That is always
Parasite, no?
No, it is always dangerous to the host plant.
What they call the plants that take food and water, everything from other plant and lives on the other plant. What is that plant called?
Oh, that.
उसको ही parasite बोलते हैं ना?
I think not.
Your plant takes help
Yes. I know,
Understood,
I
na?
know.
Takes help of
of other plants, grows on other plants and sucks the food, water from other plants.
so, but it's
Parasite ही होता है.
those are not, yes, but those are not the same.
हाँ, ऐसा parasite ही होता है.
I both
Parasite
like creeper,
Yes.
parasites are the same.
हाँ, वो नहीं है, लेकिन वो एडोसाइड में पड़ा है.
Parasite नहीं है.
It is a
It is
parasite.
Parasite.
Plant parasite.
The plant parasite, जो and sometimes makes the plant on which it's dependent upon makes that plant weaker, na? By sucking in all the nutrients from the plant, main plant. So we have parasite, creeper and
Like
glandulus.
No creeps.
Parasite. Creeper parasite है.
No creeper and
It is-
parasite.
Three types of
parasites cannot live without the host. Otherwise, these two other
Or independent, independent.
They just take the support to grow up.
So only support, the plant support नहीं चाहिए. They can
There is
make their own.
stick kind of tooling.
They can make their own.
Also climb on poles or something.
Sue anxiously looked out of the window. She saw an old ivy creeper. So this is a creeper. Just you said watermelon and melon and everything, that's a creeper. Creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaf because it was autumn. What is it, dear? Sue asked. 6, whispered John C. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. It is autumn, said Sue, and the leaves will fall. When the last leaf falls, I will die, said John C. with finality, final word. I have known this for the last 3 days. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? The doctor is confident that he will get better. John C. did not say anything. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. I don't want any soup, said John C. I am not hungry. Now there are only 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. Then I will sleep forever. Today itself, the last leaf will fall. I want to see, and when it gets dark, I will sleep forever. That's death. Sue sat on John C.'s bed, kissed her hand, and said, "You are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain, for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. Will not die. And if I draw the curtain, the room will be dark. I cannot do that because I want the light to sell my painting for some money.
Complete.
To make a painting.
Complete and get some money. Sell it and get some money. Please, my dear friend, she begged John C. Promise not to look out of the window while I paint. Not look out of the window because looking out of the window is making John C. more depressed. And she says, I cannot, to avoid you looking out of the window and see the last leaf fall, I cannot draw the curtain because I need the light. So I request you, do not look out of the window. The moment you see the last leaf is also falling, the leaves falling, you will get depressed. And so don't look out of the window while I paint because I need the light. All right, said John C. Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I'm tired of waiting. I have to die. So let me go away peacefully like one of those poor, tired leaves. Because she's tired of sickness. She's tired of pneumonia. She's tired of keeping herself on bed. So she wants to die. Try to sleep, said Sue. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Bearman up to be my model. I have to paint an old miner. Miner means
Someone
Yes, but I have to paint the portrait of a minor. So I will call Bearman up to me to be my model. She needs a model that looks like a minor. So she calls another man to be the model. She rushed down. Bearman lived on the ground floor. Same building, ground floor. They lived on the third floor. No? She poured out her worries to she rushed down. Bearman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. She poured out her worries to Bearman. What was the worry?
That was gonna come.
Not the sound health, and he's always talking about death, and ये जो creeper देख के creeper देख के she thought that lastly will fall and she will die. She told him how John C. was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. Is she stupid? Asked Behrman. How could she be so stupid, so foolish? She is running a high temperature, complained C. She refuses to drink or eat, and that worries me a lot. I will come with you and see John C., Behrman said. They tiptoed into the room slowly. Tiptoed means not making any sound. John C. was sleeping. She drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper. It was raining heavily and an icy cold wind was blowing. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now, and they were scared because if the leaf falls, Jocelyn will not survive because mentally she's already thought that she will. Someone does not have the will to leave. It's very difficult that person, and she was unwell and also unwell. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now. Behrman did not say a word. He went back to his room. John C. woke up next morning in a feeble voice. She asked him to draw the curtains, to remove the curtains. Draw the curtains very. She was nervous. Why nervous? Because she thought that the last leaf also fell. And what will happen to Jocelyn now? John C. now. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. Reluctantly, very, not very happily. Hesitated. Oh, she exclaimed as she looked at the vine creeper. Look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. She was very happy seeing that ek patta to hai, abhi bhi umeed hai. It looks quite green and healthy in spite of the storm and the fierce waves. It didn't fall. I heard the wind last night, said John C. I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today. Then I will die. Same thing. एक ही चीज बोल रहा है, एक ही रट्टा. You won't die, said Sue energetically. You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die? I'm your friend. What will happen to me if you die? John C. smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper, as if she was waiting for the leaf to fall and she wished to die immediately. But it was not falling, in spite of all the wind and snow and the harsh weather. It was not falling, and it was looking green as ever. But the previous night, it looked as if it might fall any moment. So what's the secret? In the evening, there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. 100 leaves fell, but this leaf did not fall. John C. lay for a while, long time looking at the leaf. Then she called out to Sue. I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly, and I have not cooperated cooperated with you. I have been depressed and gloomy. That's why she wished she will die. The last leaf has shown me how wicked I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. Because in spite of all this harsh weather and all the indication, the leaf is still not dead. This shows that wanting to die is a sin. And I have created a sin. Wanting to die is a sin. Why? Because John C. realized that she was being selfish. She's being selfish. She did not think about her friends. So she realized that this leaf is living, leaf is still alive, and I'm thinking of death. I'm not thinking of others. So I'm a selfish human being. I've created a scene. She hugged John C. Then she gave her lots of hot soup and a mirror. John C. combed her hair and smiled brightly. Look at yourself. Mirror comb करके see how beautiful you're looking now. To give her hope. In the afternoon, the doctor came after examining his patient. He told him, John C. now has the will to live. I'm confident she will recover soon. Now I must go downstairs and see where Van. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I'm afraid there is no hope for him. The other day he was fine. What happened to him now? The next morning, Sue came and sat on Johnson's bed. Taking Johnson's hand in hers, she said, I have something to tell you. Mr. Behrman died of pneumonia this morning. He was ill for only 2 days. 2 दिन उसको देखने के लिए आया and then he fell sick. He had pneumonia, fell sick. The first day, the janitor found him on his bed. His clothes and shoes were wet and he was shivering. He had been out in that stormy night. What he was doing outside. Then they found a ladder and a lantern still lighted lying near his bed. There were also some brushes and green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. Chauncey dear, said Sue, look out of the window. Look at that ivy leaf. Haven't you wondered why it doesn't flutter when the wind blows? That's Behrman's masterpiece. He painted it the night the last leaf fell. How do you say it is called a masterpiece?
Because the drawing saved the person's life.
Yes, it is a masterpiece, not in the literal sense, not in the material sense, in a sense that it saved someone's life. That's why it is a masterpiece. हो गया. Same like gift of Maggie. Janitor, a person whose job is to look after a building. The watchman, पानी गिर रहा है ना? We call. So it's a janitor. What is Johnson's illness? Pneumonia. What can cure her? The medicine or the willingness to live?
The willingness to will, because the willingness to will, the willingness to live is the greatest medicine. And if she does
To keep a man alive, to keep someone alive. Okay, Akash, have you ever felt depressed and rejected? How did you overcome such feelings? Share your experience with your classmates.
no.
That is the best answer. No, the answer खत्म हो गया. आनंद, no. पता है yes बोलने से बहुत कुछ बोलना पड़ेगा ना. इसलिए no is the best answer. Okay. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि नहीं हुआ है. Oh, suggested reading The Gift of the Magi. See by O. Henry. Dusk by Saki. Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul on Tough Stuff. These are let's do something. How can I go to Google from here?
By double clicking on the screen. No. Yes, now that Chrome
Crow,
logo is on the bottom,
I'm double fill again. Not to
on
nothing.
the box,
Now,
on the bottom.
Sir. Don't see if you have anything to ask. It looks easy, but it's not easy. There are many, many, there is a depth in the, what is it, deep rooted question, deep psychological question.
I'm actually this is the second time this chapter is coming.
Second time means,
In seventh, this chapter was good.
but this time the questions will be more mature.
More mature, but even then it was because at that time the questions were from Cambridge, so there were also very engaged.
What's the name of the last week? No?
Last.
Yes. Value this question, we don't have anything. You can write, it's just R. This is an easy question. Because why? Because John C. would lie in a bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. John C. had pneumonia and it seemed curable, but her condition indicated otherwise. That she did not, she lost the will to live. ना वो इतना पूरा लिखना है. Johnson's condition was worrisome because she did not show any signs of improvement despite good treatment. He thought that perhaps she had lost her will to live and no medicine could help her in a negative state of mind. She had a negative state of mind. This is important. How did Sue try to convince John C. that her belief, because it was autumn and very natural for the trees to shed leaves, isn't it? So it was stupid for illogical for John C. to think like that, because it was very natural. It was fall, autumn. So what was Behrman's dream to create a Shiva? So you have to write Behrman was an artist. He lived in the same building where Johnson and Sue lived, and his dream was to create a masterpiece. And how it came true? His dream did come true when he painted a leaf that was a near replica of a real leaf. This masterpiece saved, so it was a near replica. She could not even differentiate between the two leaves, the real one and the real one that he drew. So that is also masterpiece. When there is cannot differentiate.
In my answer, I wrote that the leap was realistic enough for Chauncey to not be able to differentiate between.
Yes, and it saved a young life. So which items were found is up to lantern and blah blah blah.
Tons of brushes and no green and yellow. Half of the questions will be about
So this all we know, the medicine of the willingness to live. And what was the reason for Johnson's deteriorating health? Johnson's, so you have to start from what she was suffering from. So suffered an attack of pneumonia in the cold winter month of November. Point Rhodia. Her illness made her so weak that she went into depression. She became so weak She went into depression because she became weak and she was unable to do anything. She was lying on the bed and she went into depression. First point is pneumonia. Second point is because it was November, she got
We have
cold.
to share this.
Hmm?
We have to share this.
Anyway, this I'm discussing. The autumn added to her gloom when she saw the trees shedding leaves, lying on the bed, looking out of the window. The autumn, the shedding of the leaves added more to her depression, added grief to her depression, depressive mind. She began to associate her death with the falling leaves, and this negative thought deteriorated her health. When she gave up all hope on life, she refused to eat anything, and medicines lost their effect. Because mentally she admitted that she is going to die. Yes, accepted. According to the doctor, her recovery depended on her willingness to live. In the absence of determination to get well soon, even the medicines fail to affect positively. These all you have to write. Starting from pneumonia. Okay, ये देखो बहुत important. This type of question comes. What values of friendship are prominent in Siu's character? Here you have to write everything from making soup for her, combing her, putting a mirror and painting, whistling,
Constantly
motivating, painting, whistling, and trying to rejuvenate her and telling her that what she will do without her, all these things, and then going to the man downstairs so that to take advice what she can do. She displays the virtues of a true friend and faithful friend. She and John C. were young artists. This you have to mention. That's what I say. Shuru, answer, and end. Shuru mein we have to write they were sharing the same room in an apartment. Shared same apartment, not room. Young artist friends who shared small flat. When John C. fell ill, she did not spare any effort to nurse her back to health. You can say she often used to tell her what she will do without her because they were very good friends. She exhibited the values of sincerity and commitment to her friend by calling the doctor who would visit him daily to review John C.'s condition. She tried to lift John C.'s spirit by talking cheerfully to her, thus exemplifying the value of unwavering support to a depressed friend. She would sit beside Johnson's bed and paint so that she could earn for herself and Johnson. Maybe Kiausne. She comforted Johnson and dealt with her cranky behavior very patiently. When she was cranky, always talking about death and all, I will not it, she did not get angry. She dealt with it with compassion, patience, with a cheerful, huh? मैं चिल्ली अभी अभी बहुत मैम देखो चला गया अभी हाँ भी है अभी वाला अच्छा लूप बच्चा मैं आता हूँ वापस Okay. She comforted Johnsy and dealt with her cranky behavior very patiently, with a cheerful disposition and an optimism, positivity. She tried her best to reassure Johnsy and that the old ivy leaves had nothing to do with her illness. You can write on your own what all she did. Sensing the seriousness of then she went to Behrman to himself and finally Behrman कैसे help किया and he died and but she lived. So ये तो आप लोगों को लिखना है. Do you think the feeling of depression John C. has is common among teenagers? If you say yes, you have to write. Say no, you can. And whenever you write questions like this, you have to take examples from the book.
But there was a chapter. Have you ever had to make a hard decision? I don't know. Not me. My friend wrote no. Then he showed me the answer, he submitted the book and bam, was like
आप तो भी लिखोगे तो भी आपको लिखना है. While you are telling me. You know, one boy was asked to draw the picture of a bull or a cow, something like that. What he drew? उसमें भी उसको मार पड़ा होगा. आजकल तो मार पड़ता नहीं. आजकल today only we can get angry. We are only allowed to get angry. That was a masterpiece of that child. देखो, the boy was asked to draw a picture of a cow or a bull. ठीक है? What he drew? Teacher asked, "What you have drawn?" Said the cow is under the water, only eyes can be seen. So under the water, so how can I see? I cannot draw because उसका imagination ये था taking bath under the water, वो जो river रहा था. So only eyes are up. So only eyes.
Imagine if he becomes an engineer
Ah.
and someone asks him to make the design for a ship.
ये शिप फिर भी शिप तो थोड़ा बहुत दिखता है ना ऐसा.
No, it is underwater. You cannot see.
इतना वाटर है तो ऊपर दिखता है.
हाँ, that much only will draw.
उसका तो
Made the shape.
उसका तो खाली आग दिख रहा था.
Titanic design.
Underwater pictures.
So same way you said no. That's what I asked you ना. मैंने भी कुछ आंसर क्वेश्चन पूछा, you said no. Let me see what this teenager, whether he had any depression or not. Yes, the feeling of depression John C has is common among teenagers. Is not common among teenagers, you cannot say. You can say about yourself, you cannot say about others. So all teenager depression नहीं होता, you cannot say. On behalf of all teenagers, you cannot say. So you can take example from here. It is so because like John C, they too lack emotional maturity. They fail to understand that sorrows are a part of our lives as joys are. Certain situations, you can say certain situations in life are unpredictable as well as unavoidable. Teenagers become nervous while encountering such situations. They begin to gather. So you can write anything. On behalf of teenagers, you cannot say. But the question is about you. Do you think the feeling of depression John C has is common among teenagers? So if it is only about you, you can take a decision. Anand. But if it is all about teenagers, you have to say yes or no. For me, it is no, because I know I have a strong support system. I'm mentally strong. But there are some teenagers who are as weak as John C and they can.
No, but writing yes is an easier answer.
And easier for us also to correct and give zero. Yes,
No, not yes.
And give zero.
No, yes, and writing the reason will be easier.
Easier then. But if you just like
If I know we are take out of the chapter between
Like
but you have to mention in between the story also.
that is why we got
to be depressed, you need to have time in your hands to think about what you are depressed about. If you are busy, you cannot think about what you are
Keep
sad.
oneself busy.
Yes.
And
Like
then
John-
surrounded with loved ones, support system,
Yeah.
good support system, so that if you feel low, you can go and confide to somebody and get a good feedback or get a good
John had
suggestion.
everything that she had, but she had too much time on her hands and think about
Because she was
everything.
not well, na? She was a
Yes, she
pensioner.
was lying on the.
She did not have she was not well and because that
And she also thought that she had become a financial burden.
burden, yes, financial burden भी हो रहा
And
था.
was pulling down
And small apartment shows that they were
That
not.
was not.
So she felt
Then
guilty.
she-
No, they were not financially sound also, na?
But it is not it. She
And
felt-
but
You can imagine.
burden. But their output saw at the उसकी 60.
That's what she said, na? Ki I cannot draw the curtain because I need the light to get some money.
She had become a
You can
burden
write.
and she-
Imagine parents survives and a young girl cannot go out to anything and just COVID में देखा ना 2 साल घर में बैठ के कैसे लगता है. Imagine when man survives the attack of pneumonia, his family takes him back to his native countryside in order to serve the old man and nurse him back to health. As Chauncey, write a letter to whoever expressing your gratitude. This is a very important question here. So you gave me the power of determination. You taught me how to be brave, and because of you, later I came to know from my friend Sue that that leaf that was not falling was drawn by you. Really a masterpiece that saved my life. ऐसा करके you have to write that something. ठीक है? Now, Anand, tell me, Babri, ये क्या दिख रहा है? The last leaf इसके नीचे. The picture of the picture of the cow and last leaf for the sheep. Last leaf. Now see and tell me. Last 4 minutes है. अब बताओ. कुछ है तो बताओ.
Round or chapter.
Doubt.
Google syllabus for school. From moments last leaf and the a house is not a Moses comment. From moments from
Next class क्या करेंगे? Next class we'll do. We'll do Maria Sharapova first.
that will be done with first part. So then second do a house is not a home and this will be 20.
Maria Sharapova and House Not a Woman. These two will do, huh? Agreed?
Because then my first will also be completed. And I was absent for the last part of it.
So till now, whatever I taught, you understood everything clearly? Yes.
So it was not that, if it was a poem, then I may have had some doubts, but since it was a chapter.
So इतना सारा chapter है. Full printout I'll not be able to take. Half में दे दूंगी. I'll take. I'll give 6 printouts. 3 to you, 3 to you. आप लोग shuffle कर लेना. Okay. So today we completed. Wait, don't go. Today's date.
28.
And then we did reach for the top, part 1, na? Yeah. So next class we'll do if I were you, and a house is not a home. Okay.
And Maria Sharapova.
हाँ, आज 3 नहीं होगा, 2 ही होगा. We'll see. अगर time no, I have to show you that papers, na. So we'll do if Maria Sharapova and if I were. ठीक है. Your mock test will start from January. Heard what I said? Your mock test will start from January.
But every school they will conduct the exam early.
Which
Which
one?
The periodic two will be conducted.
The final exam कब होगा? 9th to 10th.
Final exam in the school they conduct earlier than the entire school because they want to start the school earlier.
Which month? February.
February or Jan and or February.
No, January ही होगी. January or February.
February. Because in normally it happens in March. But in 10th, I remember because 10th students I have seen attending school.
You do one thing. You find out. Accordingly, you tell the coordinators when you want the mock test, because generally the mock test starts in January. So if you want to do it earlier, you just inform the coordinators.
So 1 week there will be one English exam. And then the second week there will be maths like that.
ठीक है, आप बात पूछ के you just inform करो, हाँ? Accordingly you can give your exam. Otherwise, you went to, you passed and went to grade, class 10 and then giving lots of night ka and getting to. चलो see you next Tuesday. Don't अभी छुट्टी मत लेना, ठीक है? कुछ भी हो जाए, ठीक है? Because this is the last league and we are going to very important things. और जो नहीं आएगा उसको नहीं मिलेगा. Careful, careful, careful. Coming now?
Ma'am, what will be 1 week after the date? क्या date रहेगी?
28+7.
ये देखो, November ना?
Yes.
Say 4, so I can come.
Don't say May.
I will come.
Chapter. ठीक है?
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
चलो bye.